What's good, my fellow Foodizens? It's your girl TK, and I'm back with another journal entry today. Today's entry is going to be tuna salad. Yes, tuna salad. I was hungry and I wanted something that was fairly quick and easy to make. Did not require an oven. And so I decided on some tuna salad. So let's get started. So here I'm just opening a big can of tuna. I believe it's a 12-ounce can of tuna, and it's chunk light. I'm specifying the difference because there's a difference between chunk light and solid white albacore. As you can see, this tuna looks a little bit minced, quite a bit minced, whereas solid white albacore, it tends to be more dense, more dry. So if you have a preference as far as the consistency and the texture, I make a note of the two. Make a note of the difference of the two. So anyway, enough of me rambling about tuna. So again, I believe I used a 12-ounce can of tuna. And here I'm going to be using some ingredients that may be a little bit different or unique to some people. So I've added about a teaspoon of dill relish, and I'm adding a teaspoon of capers. Yes, capers. This is going to give it a nice, salty, savory taste. The salt from the brine of the capers adds a kind of a complex flavor to it, but it's really, really good. So I've added about a teaspoon of both the dill relish and the capers, and I'm just chopping up some red onion here. This is about a tablespoon. You can add as much or as little onion as you want. I'm adding red onions for color. And same thing with the celery. You can add as much or as little as you want. I kind of like my tuna to have quite a bit of crunch to it, and I like the taste of onions in my tuna. So I've gone maybe a little heavy-handed for some people's taste. But here I'm just chopping it up. And like I said, it's going to be about a tablespoon of red onion here. All right, and here I'm just going in with some celery. I bought a small pack of those celery sticks for people who like to eat celery sticks. I'm not one of those people. I try not to buy entire stalks of celery or heads of celery. Is it a head or a stalk? I think it's a head. Anyway, I try not to buy those because I tend not to use any more than a stalk or two, if that, and it's usually for a specific recipe. So here I'm going in with about a half a tablespoon of celery. And again, you can add as much or as little as you want. It's totally up to you, but for this particular recipe, that's how much I've added to mine, because again, I like mine kind of crunchy. I like my tuna salad kind of crunchy. And so I'm adding literally a dusting. I can't even give it a measurement. It might be a pinch, but it's like a dusting of garlic powder, just to add a little layer of flavor there. And I'm adding a pinch of celery seed here. That's probably a literal pinch. But I'm going in with the celery seed. Again, layers, complex flavors. Leave it out if you want to. For this recipe, I think it adds a little something. It's not too much because celery seed has a distinctive taste to it to me. If you're familiar with Old Bay seasoning, that is, if not the main ingredient, but one of the ingredients that gives it its distinctive taste. So I've added a pinch of celery seed there. And also, if you like the flavor, the taste of dill, you can add some dried dill. I just forgot to add it this time. So I'm going in with about a quarter of a cup of mayonnaise. I'm not a fan of mayonnaise, and I've been told that my tuna salad can be a little bit on the parched side. So I try to go a little bit light-handed with my tuna. I like my tuna on the parched side. I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of tuna juice, but for my family's sake, I shall do better and add more mayo. And so I added also a teaspoon of hot sauce, Texas Pete in this case, and just mixing it all up from here. I gave it a little taste, add some salt and pepper to taste. If you are trying to watch your sodium intake, you may not even need to add any salt. Between the dill relish and the capers, you may very well be just fine with the salt that's in it from the added ingredients, or from the primary ingredients in the tuna salad. So again, salt and pepper to taste. Mix, 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 and voila, finished product. So I just decided to have it with some crackers, and because again, I was hungry, but I didn't want anything too heavy. So yeah, that's it. I hope you give this recipe a shot, and let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next video, take care.